Welcome back to Hampton, Georgia, and Atlanta Motor Speedway. The lucky dog goes to the 39 of Ryan Sieg, so he will get a lap back courtesy of Aaron's.
That's 2 for him. Aaron's doesn't discriminate. If you need 2 laps back, they'll give you those 2.
This should be an interesting restart. Harvick on the inside, Kyle Busch on the outside, green flag in the air.
Shoot, they're even giving me a ride in Talladega.
How about Mike Skinner has his nose stuck up under the tailgate of that 18 truck?
I loved listening to him after qualifying this morning. He said, we're going to start from the back. I don't care. We got a great truck. I'll be a part of the story for it's over.
Contact.
That was Steve Wallace on the bottom of the racetrack. Looked like he was trying to make a move for the lead, and he took it away.
Looked like there was a little contact between Steven and Kevin Harvick.
Got him a little loose, I think, coming out of turn number 2. Kevin Harvick didn't appreciate it. He came down the racetrack to let him know. And Steve Wallace is your race leader at Atlanta.
How about that first ever Truck Series race, and he's leading in Atlanta.
Got the heat on him, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be too long before Kevin Harvick comes up and says, oh, by the way, you may have touched me on that pass.
Remember me?
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hope you don't forget.
I'm Kev. Remember me?
I run a few races in this series.
Both he and Kyle Busch are all over Steve.
But impressive run for Steve Wallace and Billy Blue Motorsports here at Atlanta. Yeah, it didn't take long for the 18 and the 2 to catch right back up to that 15. Now to the outside goes Kyle Busch.
We're probably going to find out how mad that made Kevin. He might be over it by now.
Steve said, well, I'll move over it. No, I'll move back up to the top.
I don't think breaking the draft would work here.
Yeah, but it's that element of surprise. Why did he do that for? Might ought to give him a little space.
He's going to leave the bottom of the racetrack open now for Kyle Busch.
Kyle will take it and try to take the lead away from that 15.
He's got it. He has him cleared. He can move up the racetrack out in front of Steven.
Steve Wallace runs second now, and right on his back bumper will be the 2. Into the wall again, the 88 of Matt Crafton.
Down if he can. Come down if he can.
Damage continuing for the 88
Take
team.
it to the garage so we can work on it there.
Amazingly enough, the 33 of Ron Hornaday was the first to get involved in an accident, and now second place in the points from a year ago, Matt Crafton with troubles.
Well, remember how he came out of Daytona with such a great spot, finishing the top 5 down there. All his championship contenders, or most of his championship contenders, maybe with the exception of Top O'Dine, all had trouble. Guess what? He has trouble the second race.
Yeah, and you know, it's a shame when you got a fast truck, too. He had a truck in practice that was faster than everyone's, but he got it in the wall when he made contact with Tom O'Dine.
And that cut a tire down right there, it looked like.
The damage from the accident he had earlier obviously didn't get all cleared away, and the right front tire was cut. It might have bent the toe end off enough to where maybe a sway bar arm got into that right front tire. It might not even have been fender damage that did it. Some of the suspension components could have dug into that tire.
Listen in, we'll ride along with him.
The red truck will be the one you're chasing, still inside.
You heard something pop.
You know, when you have
Hold on, 2 more.
Really,
come down if he can.
Really fortunate that he was up high, so the damage is going to be minimal. But you heard Bud Hafley say, let's take it to the garage so we can fix it right.
Look what minimal is. The whole right front's tore off of it. So
what if that truck is at the bottom of the racetrack, though, and that thing turns hard right when that right front tire blows?
His right front corner looked like Ron's left rear did earlier.
Great crowd on hand here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Out in front, it's Kyle Busch, Steve Wallace, Kevin Harvick. Coverage of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series on Speed is brought to you by AutoZone. For the auto parts, accessories, and advice you need, get in the zone. AutoZone. By Touch of Gray, gets rid of some of gray, never all. And by Verizon, America's largest 3G network.
I think it might possibly be about time for me to touch up, Rick.
No, I think you're good, Mike. Don't worry about touching anything up. The 95 of Jeffrey Bodine gets the Aaron's lucky dog, so he'll get a lap back.
Would that be gold, you think, for Jeff?
Well, I think it's a lap.
It gives him a chance to, gives him a better chance to get gold.
To go for the gold, right?
That's right.
Gives him another
He got
shot.
off to such a great start today. He was running in the top 10 forever. Then he found himself a lap down. Maybe he can rebound from that.
Something we don't normally see at Camping World Truck Series events. Ron Hornaday in street clothes watching now with Delano Harvick after his accident on lap 24. We'll be back. Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Easy Go 200 for the Camping World Truck Series. It's event number 2 of the 2010 season. That's the quarter-mile track right there in front of the grandstands.
Last night they had a barn burner for a race on that quarter-mile track. Tim Brown ran second to Corey LaJoy by about a foot. These guys are going to line up tonight and race on that quarter mile after we're done here with these trucks.
Yeah, legend cars and bandoleros, which you can't say enough about Ed Clark, Bruton Smith, and what all they do. And Bruton Smith, by the way, is going to be on Monday night's Race Hub, 7:30 right here on Speed.
He's going to be talking about a race they're going to have, $1 million purse for these cars,
with $250,000 to the winner.
There's race car drivers up in the Cup garage saying, darn, I might ought to take a look at running that darn thing.
I'll actually be there on the Race Hub with Bruton. Is there questions you guys would like to ask him?
No, I just want to thank him. I want to thank him for putting all that money up for these grassroots racers that are going to have a chance to race for $1 million. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, pretty amazing. Speaking of amazing, Adam Alexander.
Matt Crafton sitting idle in the garage, not where he would like to be. Matt, you obviously had tight quarter racing with Todd Bodine, got a little loose. Take us through what happened there.
I just fought loose. I mean, I fought loose pretty much all day long into the corner, and I knew he was just barely there, and it just started sucking me around, and I went to chase it right, and he was there. I mean, I hate it for all these guys and for Todd and them as well. It's the last thing we wanted, but these guys are working hard on it and get back out there and gather some points.
And you can tell they learned what it's all about to run for a championship a year ago. The crew has been very focused in getting this truck back into a condition where it can go on track, make good speed, and earn some laps so they can gain those all-important points. They will be a championship contender at year's end.
Yeah, Adam, they started out with 2 top 10 finishes last year in the first 2 races.
Ray Dunlap.
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know about a group that's sitting in the grandstand right now. Kyle Busch from his foundation gave away a bunch of tickets to some young kids from the Kerry Steel Pits home, which is right here in Atlanta. And check it out, all those white shirts over there, every time that 18 comes rolling by, they all jump up and down and cheer. Pretty cool.
That is unbelievable. I'm so happy for those kids and so proud of Kyle. What a great thing to do. He's got hell of a good back on his truck in this race. He talked about that before the event. He's got his own team, Phil, and you and I both know the struggles and how difficult it is. You have the desire to have a race team if you're a race car driver from the time you're a kid. And the most difficult thing about having a team is a sponsor, and Kyle's got him one on there today.
Green flag back in the air. It's Kyle Busch on the outside of row number 1. Jumps out to the lead. Right behind him, Steve Wallace in that number 15. Then Kevin Harvick in the 2.
Steve slides up the racetrack, opens up the bottom for Kevin Harvick.
Trying to keep that momentum up on the outside is the 15 of Kevin Harvick.
Kyle Busch tried to pull over and block Kevin, but Kevin was in there.
How about Kevin Harvick taking over the top spot from Kyle Busch? A little loose there for the 18. He'll lose second to the 15.
Stephen Wallace.
For a while, I was going to say it looks like he's battling right back, though.
Well, these restarts have been fun, haven't they?
Yeah, every time they throw the green flag, whoever's running third winds up first.
There's Rick Crawford. Circle bar on board right there. Rick's running.
Oh, look at there, contact.
And they're in
Crash.
the wall right in front of Rick Crawford.
Clear to the bottom.
The 93 and the 7. The 7 of Justin Lofton and the 93 of Shane Sieg involved in this incident right in front of Rick Crawford.
All right, stay there, stay there. Good job, stay there, stay there.
Sieg did what Matt Crafton did, Phil. He just got sideways and got up into Justin Lofton. He just couldn't get off of him.
Yeah, Justin was an innocent bystander right there.
Those guys were running in 6th and 7th spot.
Yep, battling for the 6th spot.
Man, that's a shame to see a couple guys like that having such a solid run. And Shane's from right here in Tucker, Georgia. Justin's from California.
See the damage on that number 7.
You see a 2009 ARCA Racing Series champion. What a great battle he had with Parker Kligerman the entire season. He won 6 times last year, including the race at Talladega, the ARCA Series race at Talladega.
Didn't he win by 5 points?
Clear to
5 points.
Yeah. Amazing battle. Watch Sieg here. He's down on the bottom. He starts pushing up the hill, and he just
had to chase it up the hill, and unfortunately Justin was there. Had Justin not been there, Shane may have had enough room to catch that truck, but Justin didn't do anything wrong. He just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
They slide down the back stretch. Here again, you take a look at it coming off of turn 2.
We're riding along with Rick Crawford. He is right behind us. You're going to watch him duck by the 14 truck.
As does Jason White, we hadn't said a lot about Jason. Didn't qualified on the pole at Daytona. Was way back in qualifying here. But you'll see him slip to the bottom here. Here comes Crawford and Jason White. These trucks are all battling in the top 10, Phil.
Yeah, tough break. There's another view. Justin is absolutely as high as he can go. He's right up against the wall, and Shane said, I need some more room.
They scatter down behind them. Coming off the wall.
It's great to see some of the guys that are running in the top 10. A couple of them there won't be now.
So again, this time it's Shane Sieg and Justin Lofton that are involved. Rick Crawford had a front row seat to this battle that didn't end so well for those two drivers. We'll be right back with more from Atlanta.